This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning everyone. Good Yar. We're learning now Siman Chavdaled, Hanhagas, Levishas, Tzitzis, Uschara, Va'ansha. The custom, the practice of wearing tzitzis, its reward and punishment for not fulfilling. Sif Aleph. Im ein Adam lavish talis bas arba knafos ein nechai b'tzitzis. If somebody doesn't wear a four-cornered garment, they don't have to put tzitzis on. V'toy v'nochen liyos kol adam zohir lobash talis katan kol hayom. It is good. It is proper. It's not just good. It's also proper. These are two different things. Good and proper. Good is it's a good thing. It's good for you. It's beneficial. It's also correct. It's the right thing to do. That a person should be careful to wear a talis katan the whole day. Kidei sheyizkar ha-mitzvah b'chol rega, to remember the mitzvah every moment. V'al yesh bei chamisha ksharim. It has 5 knots. Keneged chamish chumshei Torah. Keneged the 5 books of the Torah. V'arba knafayim in 4 corners. Shebechol tzad sheyifna yizkar. Wherever you turn, you remember it. V'nachen lelav shei al ha'malbushim. It is correct to wear the garment on top of your clothing. Lefachas yizar she'alavish tzitzis b'shas hatfilah. At the very least, you should wear tzitzis at the time of davening. Says the Mishna Berura, Kidei sheyizkar. Dugma ladavar. Ka'adam ha'mazeh chaver al inyan echad shekosher kesha be'ezoiroi kidei sheyizkarenu. Like somebody who warns his friend, he says, please remember X, Y, and Z. So what do? You tie something around your belt. So this is also, we never want to forget the mitzvahs. Now from here we see how fragile human memory is, how weak it is, and that it needs constant reminder. Look what we learned. Look what we wrote earlier. That even though the Mechaber recommends that you wear the beged on top of your clothing, in the Kisvei Ari it brings that the talis katan should be under the clothing. And the Be'er Halacha also writes that our minhag is to go with the talis katan under the clothing. But the string should be out. And certainly they should not be in the undergarment. Okay, Sif Katan Gimel, B'shas HaTfilah, at the very least it should be, you should wear tzitzis at the time of Shemona Esrei and Shema. V'isa b'Zoyar, Parsha Shlach Lecha, Tahakorei Kriya Shema B'li Tzitzis, someone who reads Shema without tzitzis, Meyud Eidos Sheker Ba'atzmai, he's like testifying falsely against himself. Question. In Siman Samach Vav, the Mishna Berura says that you're allowed to be mafsik bein ha'prakim of Shema, or before Shema, to make a bracha on tefillin and not to make a bracha on tzitzis. Because if you say Shema without tefillin, it's like being made Eido Sheker, but without tzitzis, it's not like being made Eido Sheker. So here the Mishna Berura is saying, from the Zohar, that someone who says Shema without tzitzis, it's like being made Eido Sheker, because you're saying the Parsha of tzitzis, you're not being Mekayim. So, does one have to wear tzitzis during Shema? Is it made Eido Sheker or not? So he quotes Rav Shlomo Zalman, that even though if you say Shema without tzitzis is like made Eido Sheker, you still can't make a bracha, because wearing it is not an outright chiyuv. It's just very proper, but tefillin is an outright chiyuv. Weiter in the Mishna Berura, Kasav Chayadam, Loi Toiv Oisem Hamoyin Am Shemispalim B'derech B'lei Talis Gadol. It's not correct what people do. They daven on the road without a talis gadol. And in most cases, the talis katan is not halachically suitable. You also slept in at night. You can't make a bracha. Mishna Berura. Meaning, since some hold that a beged of the day at night is chayv and tzitzis, so then the night is not a hefsek, so you might not be able to make a bracha. Okay, Sif Beis. Mitzvah lechois hatzitzis biyad smalas keneged libay b'shas kriyishma. It's a mitzvah to hold the tzitzis with your left hand over your heart during kriyishma. Remez ledvarim ledavar v'hayadvarim ha'ela v'goymer al levavecha. It's a mitzvah to hold the tzitzis in your left hand over your heart for Shema. Says the Mishna Berura b'yad smalos, because of bekisvei arizal, sheyochseim bein kmitza lezeres. Hold them between, we just learned this in Ksubis, between the small finger, that's the zeres. The zeres is used, the pinky is used to measure from the pinky to the thumb, the span of the choshen, and the kmitza. So you hold the tzitzis in your left hand between these two fingers. When you got to Vayomer, you should hold them with your right hand as well. V'yabit b'hem, you should look at them. V'yeh b'yadai, they should be in your hand. Ad shemegia lim ne'amanim nechmadim la'ad, until you reach ne'amanim nechmadim la'ad. V'az yenashek hatzitzis, then you kiss them. V'yisirem miyada, and you remove them from your hands. The Arizal is clearly mashma, you do not kiss the tzitzis when you say Shema. Rav Moshe held kissing tzitzis during Shema was a hefsek. From the Ari, it's mashma, you do not kiss the tzitzis during Shema. Only when you get to la'ad. If I'm not mistaken, there are poskim that say you could, you should. I'm just saying what this particular line is mashma. How many tzitzis should you hold? The Shulchan Aruch and Siman in Seif is mashma, you hold two before you. That's also mashma from the Mechaber and Siman Samach Aleph. The Gra also says you hold the two front tzitzis. However, the Radvaz says you should hold all of them. The Kaf HaChaim says that you should hold all four. I think the minhag is to hold all four, but realize that al pi halacha you probably only have to hold two. Why is that good to know? Because sometimes you can't, for whatever reason, you don't have it together. It's not so easy always to grab the ones behind you. Now, if getting the ones behind you means you're not going to start Shema Esrei with the tzibur because you're going to be delayed a few seconds, so leave it be. There's no chiyuv to hold all four. It's just a minhag. Now, should you kiss tzitzis? The Kitzur Shulchan Aruch says you kiss them when you say Re'isa Maisai. You put them on your eyes, you look at them, and when you say tzitzis. Kaf HaChaim also says that. That was what the Stipler did. He kissed it every time he said tzitzis and by MS. And when he got to Nechmadim La'ad, he kissed them and he let go of them. The Gra did not kiss the tzitzis during Shema at all. In the Siddur Gra they explain that the Iker Minhag to kiss is when you say Re'isa Maisai. The Iker Minhag is to kiss them is by Re'isa Maisai. And the main minhag to kiss is when you say Re'isa Maisai. And the main reason to look at it is to remember the mitzvahs. And if you're going to kiss it, it's going to be mevatel your kavanah to remember the mitzvahs. The Beis Baruch says that the Gra held kissing tzitzis is a hefsek. And when you say al tzitzis, you certainly should not kiss them because of hefsek. Because you can't be mafsik between al tzitzis and the word hakanaf. The Chazon Ish did not kiss the tzitzis during Kriyas Shema. Reb Chaim Kanievsky explains, because at the time you're kissing, you can't continue talking and it's a hefsek. Reb Moshe did not kiss the tzitzis during Shema. La'aniyas daiti, it would seem halachically, it's probably better not to kiss them during the Parsha of Shema. As difficult as that may be, as difficult as long as a lifelong habit as this may be, it seems like, according to the Gra did not kiss them, Rav Moshe did not kiss them. And the Iker Minhag is to kiss them if you do, by the words of Re'isa Maisai. If you want to kiss them every time you say the word tzitzis, there's definitely what to rely on. That's what the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch says. But the Gra and Rav Moshe did not kiss them, nor did the Chazon Ish. Okay, and until today's shiur, I stopped kissing them. By the way, by tzitzis, I just put it over my eyes, and I kissed them by Re'isa Maisai. but I will reevaluate that. Look in the next halacha. Gimel, toiv lehistakel b'tzitzis b'shas atifa k'shemavarach. It's good to look at the strings at the time that you wrap when you make the bracha. Says the Mishna Berura, k'shemavarach shenemar, u're'isa ma'isay zachartem. You should see them and remember. Re'iyah mevila de zachira. Seeing brings to remembering. Zachir mivdei ma'isa. Remembering brings to action. The Sefer Charedim writes that, in his opinion, it's a mitzvah d'oraisa to look at tzitzis. So let's say you're sitting around, you're at a boring speech, you're now to open up a sefer, it's not derech eretz, but you could look at your tzitzis. According to the Smak and the Charedim, it's a mitzvah to say midoraisa. It's brought in the Siddur Hagra, the Yisoid B'Shar Sha'avoida. And therefore the Chafetz Chaim says that it's a good idea to try to look at your tzitzis a couple times a day, especially if you have you start feeling like you're having an impure thought or a kas. It's a very good idea to look at your tzitzis. Okay, Daled. Yesh noyagim lehistakel b'tzitzis kishmagiyim l're'isam oisai. Some look at their tzitzis when they get to Isam Oisai, v'litein oisam al hoinayim, to put them on the eyes, u'minag yafehu, it is a good custom, v'chibuvei mitzvah, and it is endearing of the mitzvah. Haga, gam noigim ktsas, some have a custom, l'nashig atzitzis b'shasharoyabam, when you look at them, v'hakol hu chibuv mitzvah. Now again, the Ramah is mashma, that you're only going to kiss them when you look at them. And it's only been recommended during Shema to look at them when you say Uri Isa Moisai. Again, the Arizal was clearly mashma not to kiss them until La'ad. The Mechaber does not say a word about kissing the tzitzis. The Ramah only says to kiss them when you look at them by Uri Isa Moisai. The fact that many people do it, again, it is brought in the Kitzer. It could be kids are trained to do that, Mishum Chibav Mitzvah, but on a halachic level, it's probably a good idea to wait until La'ad, and maybe only to kiss them by Uri Samoisai. Okay, Sif Daled. Yesh Noagin list. Sif Katan Zayin. Nimtza b'Shem HaKadmonim. Shekol HaMaver Tzitzis Al Einav K'Shekorei Parsha Tzitzis Yemuftach Shelo Yavli Deisumei Einayim. Someone who puts the tzitzis on their eyes when they say the Parsha of Tzitzis will not go blind. Hasuma yesh leilechas atzitzis biyada b'shas krishma. A suma should hold his tzitzis in his hand at the time he says Shema. Af al pi shenemar ureisam oisai. Even though he says ureisam oisai, kiven sheyesh nebriya etzalchem, since other people could see it, he should hold the tzitzis, but he should not put this on his eyes, because basically it looks like a joke. Okay, this is going to be today's Mishna Berura. If you want to hang in, it will take about 3 minutes. We'll get up to Hilchos Tefillin and we'll start Hilchos Tefillin Monday.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.